Today we are studying confusing words. These are words in English that look kind of the same, but they have an entirely different meaning. Let's begin. Number 9, canal versus channel. Sentence 1 says, a system joined the two main rivers which made transporting goods much quicker. Sentence 2 says, when television first became popular in the early 1950s, there was only one something. Okay, so the word canal, the first word, talks about waterways. Okay, so it's a canal system that joins two rivers. In the second sentence, when we're talking about TV, we're talking about channels. In the 1950s, there was only one of them. Okay, so this one here, I'm going to type it in for us. This should say canal. And in the second case, this should say channel. All right. Okay, so now we're going to move to the next question. Number 10, conscientious versus conscious. First sentence says, most people are of the need to protect the environment. Sentence 2 says, blank workers should be rewarded for their hard work. All right. So in the first sentence, we are trying to say that people should know that they should protect the environment. The word that most closely resembles should know is they are conscious. They do know. They do know that they should protect the environment. Okay? And in the second case, what type of workers are these? We are describing them as conscientious. Okay, it's an adjective, and this adjective means these workers are diligent. They are hard workers, and we should reward them. Okay? Great. Moving on. Number 11, considerable versus considerate. Sentence 1 says, in my opinion, some people are not very of those around them. Second sentence, a amount of money was spent on developing the product. Okay. In the first sentence, we're trying to say that these people do not think about the people around them. So another way to say that is they are not considerate of those around them. What does it mean by a considerable amount? It means it's a substantial amount of money that was spent on creating the product. Okay? All right, number 12. Number 12 is continual versus continuous. These two words get confused quite often. Sentence 1 says, the computer system has given us problems ever since we installed it. Some days it works, other days it doesn't. Second sentence says, the noise from the new motorway has forced many people to move. All right, so continual means something that continues, but it starts and stops. And you'll notice here that they give you a hint. It says that on some days the computer works and some days it doesn't. In that case, this is a continual problem. Okay? In the second sentence, let's try to see why continuous makes sense. Continuous means it is never ending, okay? It just keeps going on. So in this case, it means that the noise just keeps going on and because it's so annoying maybe that lots of people want to move. Okay? All right. Let's move on to the next question. 13. Control versus inspect. Sentence 1 says, new teachers often find it difficult to their classes. Sentence 2 says, environmental health inspectors regularly commercial kitchens for cleanliness, especially those in restaurants. Okay, so do teachers control or inspect their classes? Well, I would say that teachers usually try to keep control over their classes and the students in the class. All right, and then what about the second example here? In the second sentence, they are inspecting kitchens, meaning they are checking. All right, so this one should say inspect. Right? Okay, let's keep going. Number 14. Criticism versus objection. I have no to people using their mobile phones on buses or trains. Sentence 2 says, plans for the new stadium have attracted fierce from local people. You have no objection. You have nothing against that, okay? On the other hand, in sentence 2, it says here, they want to build a new stadium, but people don't want it to happen, okay? And so in that case, it's attracted fierce criticism, meaning they probably brought up a lot of points suggesting, that they should not build this new stadium in that area. Okay? Okay, moving on. Number 15, damage versus harm versus injury. Now we see that there's 3 word choices here. 3 words that have very similar meaning. First sentence says, he suffered a serious, which needed immediate hospital treatment. Let's look at the first one together. When you need to go to the hospital, most likely you suffered a serious injury to your body. Okay? In the second sentence, the low levels of dangerous chemicals in the river were enough to cause blank to aquatic life. Right. These chemicals, they are harmful. So we like to use the word, they harm aquatic life. In the third sentence, we see a lot of was caused to the buildings along the coast during the storm. So we see that the only answer that's left is damage. Okay, we are damaging what? We are damaging the buildings. Number 16, during versus for versus while. The college closes. Is it during 2 weeks, for 2 weeks, or while 2 weeks? Well, usually we say it closes for a period of time. All right? So the first one should say for. The second sentence, he died blank trying to cross the desert alone. Okay. So did he die during trying to cross the desert, or he died while trying to cross the desert. While, in this case, makes more sense. Okay? And in the third sentence, many creatures stay underground, and we only have one answer choice left, during daylight hours. Maybe because it's too hot for them. Right. The next question, 17. However versus moreover. Sentence 1 says, the plan was good in theory. In practice, it was extremely difficult to implement. Second sentence says, the plan was excellent. It was clear from the beginning that it was going to attract a lot of interest. Okay, let's look at the first sentence. It seems like there is a contrast in the sentence. When they were planning, it seemed like it was a good idea, but in actuality, it was very difficult. In this case, we would use however. It kind of means but in practice, it was difficult to implement. In the second sentence, well, we would use moreover. And the reason? Well, the plan was great. In addition, or furthermore, it was clear it was going to be amazing from the beginning. So therefore, we use the word moreover. Okay, so I'm just going to fill that in right now here. And moreover. Just notice we put a comma after the word. Now we're going to do the very last question. Question 18. Injured versus wounded. Sentence 1 says, I believe we should do more to help soldiers who have been in combat. Several workers were when the drilling platform collapsed. All right. So, in the first sentence, we are talking about combat. So, when we are fighting and we get injured, for example, during war or something very serious, we usually use the word wounded. In the second sentence, injuries can still be quite severe, but we won't use the word wounded for workplace injuries. All right, I hope you found this video helpful and that you were able to better distinguish between confusing words after you practice this exercise. If you like this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I hope I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.